What's going on, everybody? Said I was gonna do this, so we're gonna do it. I decided to watch Dragonball Dima. They don't have all the English dubs out, but I wanted to watch what I've seen so far in Japanese. I went on here and watched the subtitles. There's some things I like, and there are a lot of things that I kind of, you know, it was predictable as far as how bad I thought it was gonna be. But I have to say I don't hate it because I watched it from a unbiased viewpoint. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. I don't. It's not something I'm crazy about. Like with Z, how hyped we were to watch when we watched Z. I judged it as its own standalone series. I judged it as everything. I didn't compare it to any other series. I judged it as what it is as far as Dragon Ball Daita's own standalone thing, not connecting it to Super or any other stuff. So I don't hate it, being that it was temporary. They went on a mission to get back their adult bodies and all that kind of stuff. I don't hate it. I like the fact that Z, they used the Goku from Z. That's what I liked about it. It wasn't no goofball Super Goku. That's the only thing I probably liked about it. But other than that, no, it's just typical. You could tell because ever since the Buu saga, ever since the Cell saga, Toriyama had been kind of was on a downhill spiral. He was burnt out in the Buu saga. He really didn't want to continue the series. He wanted it to end after the Cell arc, and by the time the Buu saga, he was all burnt out. He really just wanted to put an end to it, but his editors and things like that made him continue. But the designs of Daima, it's kind of, I didn't like the new coloring, the new designs, and all that kind of stuff. I didn't like Goku's new gi. I just didn't like the overall kid thing, but we all know that already. I do like the fact that, like I said, they use Z Goku. I don't like all the retcons they put into it. This is just my honest reviews, my honest thing. It's not rant worthy because it's not. I'd have to say, it's not bad enough to rant off. Well, excuse me, it's not bad enough to rant off of. Super is bad enough to rant off of. I'd have to say it's a little. I'd have to put it above. I would put it above Super. Hate to say it, yeah, I would put it above Super because I can at least tolerate Daima. I can't tolerate Super on any other. I just watched it on my ability to tolerate it. So see, some people might say it's up and down, different like that. I'm not saying this series is a good series. I'm not saying it is by any means. Just like Dragon Ball, Super Dragon Ball Heroes cringe. Super is just pure cringe. Just Goku, he was insufferable. He's an insufferably bad character. Just like in Dragon Ball Z, you looked forward to seeing Goku, but in Super, he was just insufferable. And they try to say, oh, he's fighting for his life and all this other stuff. In Z, he was always he had to be serious. He had to be serious in Super too because there were a lot of threats. A Universe 6 tournament, a tournament of power, a freaking what was that? Frieza came back from the dead to kill everybody. So he had every reason to be serious in Super also. But they just turned him into a goofball for some reason. Someone stole his body and went on a rampage throughout all of the universes in Trunks' timeline. Put Trunks' planet in danger. Put Trunks' life in danger. Put the whole future timeline in danger. And threatened this timeline, the present term timeline, because Zamasu, before Zeno wiped out the whole multiverse in Trunks' timeline, he started showing up in the present timeline. So, it's just excuses that they use. But Daima. Back to Daima. As a standalone series, as a non-canon thing, I didn't like that they didn't put Gohan in it. That he had no place in it. But as a standalone thing, It's okay. It's just okay. It's not, like I said, it's not horrendous like Super was. It's not just cringe. I can at least, I don't know what's going on with me. I can at least watch it. I can't watch. I can't stand Super. I just cannot stand it. It's just so horrible. It's so awful. I can't stand it. Um, it has a little rewatch value. I'm not saying it's good by any means, but I could tolerate it. And I have to say that, yeah, I was, as far as it being just pure and unadulterated trash. I can't, because when I started watching episode 1, and I started watching episode 2, and then I kept watching. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to watch it at least. When I started watching episode 3, 4, 5, I was able to at least watch it. Dragon Ball Super, it didn't have that effect. I can't just, Dragon Ball Super is on. I can't help but to see it. No, I can't. I can't watch it. Something's wrong with me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what has me yawning back to back over and over. But I can at least watch Dima. I don't know. I'm able to watch it. I'm able to tolerate it at least. It's not as bad as what I thought it would be. Still bad, but it's not as bad as what I thought it would be. I can watch it. I go off my ability to sit through it, to be able to sit through it and watch it. It's not by any means, it's not something I'd be hyped about. Oh, Diamond's coming out, the episode of Diamond, I gotta catch Diamond. I'm not excited about it. Like, these guys are hyping it up and jizzing it up and say, this is awesome, this is amazing, this is the best thing ever. I can't say that. I can't say that it's just the best thing that's ever happened since Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball's ever created. It's the best fight. These are the best fights in the series, and this is everything. No, I can't. I'm not. No, I can't say that. But it's watchable. It's doable. I can look at it and be like, okay, it's another episode. Okay, let's watch the next episode. Okay, let's see what happens in the next episode. You know what I'm saying? I'm not excited because I know it's a kids show. Just like I can watch kids shows. And I'll just watch them. I'm not excited about them. You know what I'm saying? They're watchable, but I'm not excited. Like, what's that? Teen Titans Go. There's other shows out there. A lot of them. There's a lot of different ones that they're kids, where they're kids. But and I can watch it. It has some watch value. Man, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I could watch it. So, thing is, it's not as bad as I thought, and I didn't, because I guess because I came in with no expectations whatsoever. I came in with absolutely no expectations, zero. Like, I just had bottom of the barrel expectations. So being that I came in with bottom of the barrel expectations, it was slightly better than that. So I'm not I judge it as, like I said, I didn't compare it to Z. I didn't compare it to anything. I just judged it as a standalone. Compared to Z, it's utter trash. Okay. But it's as far as Super, it's not as bad as Super. I mean, yeah, it's not as bad as Super. Super is just pure and utter cringe. The fact that this is just 20 episodes, the fact that it's not really serious, the fact that it's they brought still using Z Goku. It just, I could watch it. It's okay. I looked at summaries of it. I actually watched the episodes. It's okay. It's not, like I said, it's not the best thing on earth. It's not rant worthy, like Super was. Super was just totally pointless and disappointing. Now Super Saiyan 4, I can say that Super Saiyan 4 is still garbage to me. The fact that they replaced Super Saiyan 4 with that atrocity, that's one of the things I didn't like. The way they redoing Super Saiyan 4. I didn't like. They didn't have to even include Super Saiyan 4, but they could have made it, at least made it look like the original. If you're gonna bring Super Saiyan 4 back, at least make it look like the original. And it, you know what I'm saying? So I don't like that they redo everything and make it worse. I don't like that part. I don't like that they just made Super Saiyan 4 Goku's arms all huge and big and gigantic. It's just weird to me. It's just really weird. Yeah, all that's just weird. I just can't. It's just crazy. I don't know. I don't understand it. The way they redid that. And just like these drawings, the way they drawing these characters, the art design is kind of basic, you know. But I think that's what Toriyama was aiming for. He likes that kind of. He liked those designs. He got tired. He didn't like drawing Super Saiyan 3. He didn't like drawing complicated characters like Frieza and different people. So it kind of showed that Toriyama was kind of a lazy writer at some points, but I liked his humor, the classic Toriyama humor. Still a martial arts thing, but it had the classic Toriyama humor, but they didn't overdo it like they did in Super. Super was just over exaggerated garbage. They just overhyped, over exaggerated it to the extreme. Dima did certain things, the jokes and all that stuff. It wasn't overhyped. Like the jokes, they weren't overhyped. They were there, but they weren't just, you know. I got the humor. I was able, like I said, when I'm able to actually watch a show from episode to episode. Not saying, like I said, I'm not excited, but I can admit when I'm not, you know. I can admit when I'm wrong about something. I thought it was going to be just totally abysmal, but I had to say it's not abysmal. And watching all the spoilers and watching everything and actually going through the episode, it's not abysmal. It's not really abysmal. I can actually sit through it and tolerate it, even though I hate that they become kids. But I know that they were on a mission to get their adult bodies back. I know that this was used to significantly weaken them, and just a little fun story for the kids to watch and to enjoy, like a mini series for the kids. Toriyama's last gift, or however it's supposed to be, you know. So that's why I can't rant on this one like I want to, because it didn't give me anything to rant about. It's not trash worthy enough to rant about, you know. It's just, you know, it's okay. You know, it's not Battle of Gods arc levels of bad. It's not the ending of the Future Trunk arc levels of bad. It's not the moral. It's not the granola bar arc levels of bad. It's not that. It's not on that level. No, because I can kind of, you know, I was able to relate to the character somewhat, and I was able to. It made Vegeta's character seem you could relate to Vegeta's character and how he acts and what he does. It's just the way they did it. It was consistent with Z, and that's what I like about it. I like that it's consistent with Z, and that's one thing I liked about it. But I hate the new transformation, how it looks. I think it looks garbage. It looks like horrible. They should have kept the original Super Saiyan 4 look. If you're going to do it, at least keep the original. Okay. But like I said, and also after this review, I was going to cover other content like Invincible. There was other things I wanted to cover. Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho. There's a lot of other things I wanted to talk about. They were better than this, because I've run out of things to talk about on Dragon Ball when it comes to Dragon Ball, and I ain't afraid to admit it. You know, there's nothing else really to talk about. You know, because Dragon Ball is basically done. Because especially Toriyama's not here anymore, and all the writing is probably gonna get worse unless they let the editors do what they want with it. Because a lot of stuff that Toriyama brought back, he made a lot of things worse that he brought back. But a lot of actual good things like Bardock's original character, Toriyama made it worse. Brawley's original character, Toriyama kind of did some changes and altered it. I just don't like his alterations to the story. So, depending on who takes over, it could get better. But they have to have some good writers that actually understand Dragon Ball and that want to actually take it to the next level. You know, even though Toriyama didn't like Funimation Superhero Goku, I think that Goku was better because it showed his maturity since Dragon Ball. I think that Goku was better, even though people don't like it. People don't like the text and don't like because it didn't represent Goku from the manga. People don't like it, but I think it matches where Goku should be as far as where he should be as far as developmental wise in the story as an adult, because he's been through all this crazy stuff as a kid, and then he became a hero to save the world and all this other stuff. Because Baba predicted that Goku would be a hero of his time, and it kind of matched up with how things were in Z, the Funimation part of Z. I just still I prefer that art. I prefer him in Z over what Toriyama originally wanted him to be, and it's crazy like that. Even though they say the Funimation dub is bad, is horrible, but I still liked it. Some things can be bad per se according to what the original people say, but some things could be bad but still enjoyable. Because now that we grew up on Goku's Funimation character, this character seems kind of because he shouldn't be the same as he was when he was 12 years old. I just don't think. I don't know. It's just not, to me. I don't think that's good progression. I think he should be more mature and more about if he has powers and things like that. I think he should be more mature and about saving the world and protecting the earth. That's what I think he should be more geared towards at a mature age. And being that he's fought world threatening earth threatening villains and stuff like that. So I don't know, but that's just my opinion. So even though Toriyama didn't like it, I like it. So if they did bring back versions of Goku that was trying to save the day and stuff like that. That I wouldn't complain about it. But them going to the demon world. There were 3 demon worlds. I liked how the designs looked in the demon worlds. I liked how Goku was fighting different people, getting used to his body and all this other stuff. It made it more tolerable because it made it more realistic. Goku was still trying to get used to his body. Everything was it took some time for him to get used to it, and then the air in the demon realm, and then when Goku broke through the demon world, when he turned Super Saiyan 4 in the end, as an adult, it made the air better. So Goku pretty much changed. He changed the whole atmosphere in the demon world when he became an adult. When he fought the Demon King, but he came there to fight the Demon King. But he brought Goku there to face the Demon King, and the Z Fighters wound up saving the day. Goku didn't beat him, but they wound up saving the day. It was Majin, one of the Majins, that struck him on the back of the head, because Goku knew he didn't have enough stamina to beat him, because they still sustained the same injuries they had when they were fighting as kids. The dragon restored their adulthood, but the dragon didn't heal their wounds and stuff. He just changed them back into adults. But I hope that they never turn them into kids again. I just hope they don't. They need to leave them as adults if they're gonna do anything. And absolutely hate that they did the time skip. They keep doing this time skip garbage right after Kid Buu stuff. They need to do stories that take place after Z. They need to. The biggest mistakes they're making is this 10-year garbage time skip crap. If they do anything, let's stop. I hope the Funimation, whoever you guys are, Shueisha, Fuji TV, stop doing this 10-year time skip crap. Just do something after Z if you're gonna do anything with this series. If you're gonna do anything else with Dragon Ball, don't do any more super stuff. Don't do any more of this garbage that takes place in between Kid Buu and Z. Just stop it. Just stop this. Because it makes no sense. Okay? Let's just stop. It makes no sense at all. Anything... It makes absolutely no sense. Anything you guys do, please, and I mean please, I mean for the love of God, please, do it after Z. Okay? Any stories you come up with, make it come after Z. It could be, even if it's trash. Okay? At least we know it's after Z. At least we know there's some stakes in there. You're doing things in the middle. There's no stakes. There's nothing. There's nothing you can't. They're gonna be okay. You know everything's gonna be all right because we've seen the end of Z already. So why are we doing this? Why are we keep going in the middle? Right after Kid Buu. This is a year after Kid Buu. This is a month after Kid Buu. What's wrong with it? What's y'all's problem with this? Why can't y'all do something after Z? Just do something after Goku leaves with Oob. At least GT had enough sense to do that. GT took place after he left with Oob. So GT's okay. That's why people can tolerate GT. Because it took place after Z. Everything else, Dragon Ball Super, and it's going to be 5 years after Kid Buu. It's going to be this after Kid. Y'all are crazy, man. Y'all are insane. Insane. This is 4 years after Kid Buu. This is a year after Kid Buu. We keep playing with the story. If we're gonna do anything, make it after Z. All this 10-year garbage is just sickening. It's just sickening, okay? It's really sickening. 10 years after Z. No, 10 years after Kid Buu. Then you had GT. It was five more years, I believe. But at least that's 15 years after Kid Buu. Okay? Because this Dima, anything taking place in the middle, that time skip, it just makes everything terrible. Okay? It makes it all horrible. GT, at least you can place it. You can make it canon. You can make GT canon. It could be a canon series if you wanted it to be. Still don't like the whole kid thing, but you can make it canon because it lines up with Z at least. But aside from all the movie characters that made a cameo in GT, so we know it's not really. It doesn't line up with the actual Z. But you can make a series after Z. You don't have to be GT 2.0. It could just take place after Z. You can have new threats, new villains, things like that. Frieza's still dead, all this other stuff. No more God Key. No more none of that crap. Okay? No more God Key stuff. No more of that God stuff. You can have Super Saiyan 4, but make it after Z. And bring the original look back. Super Saiyan 4 could be the pinnacle. No more God stuff, but just Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 1 through 4. That's all you need. Just those. You can still have the fusion with Gotenks. You can still have all of that. But just make it, for the love of God, make it after Z. And none of that weird hair ultimate, none of that weird Gohan transformation stuff. He can still be ultimate, but have him, just make him more powerful. Because the purpose of that transformation was to bring out all his full potential in that power. You could do something with him, but just make it, more ultimate. He don't have to be Beast Gohan and all this other stuff. You don't have to do all that. Just make him. You can still have his ultimate form, just make it stronger. He can still, and Gotenks can still have their fusion. All those things made them unique. See what I'm saying? Still have Gotenks. Yeah, they could just be stronger. Make them stronger. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Just have them and make them stronger. Ultimate Gohan. Just make them stronger. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku. You it's a lot you could do with this stuff. It's a lot you could do with that. As long as it's after Z. Okay? But anyway, Dima is that's what I had to say about Dima. It's watchable. It's doable. It's not horrible. It's not horrible. I hate that it took place a year after Kid Buu. I hate that they made them kids again. I hate all this other stuff. But I like the fact that it was only temporary. I like the fact it was a short series. And that it's a standalone thing. Goku always had Super Saiyan 4. That makes it non-canon with the rest of Dragon Ball. And I'm glad they did that. Super's all these are just different continuities. They're not really part of the show. And I can understand it. That's what I like about it most. It's not part of the regular show. So, it didn't line up with Z. Just like the movies. The movies don't line up with Z. So, now I can tolerate this stuff because I know it doesn't line up with Z. Because there's no way to tie it into Z. So, I can tolerate it. We know it's not, we know we can't tie it into Super, obviously, because it's Super Saiyan 4, and we can't, and Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3, you can't tie it in. And that's why they need to do stuff after. Now, if they did something after Z, if they did a thing like this after Z, and Vegeta had Super Saiyan 3, no one would have an issue. It's just the fact that it took place a year after Kid Buu. That's the only thing. And Goku already knew Super Saiyan had Super Saiyan 4 up in his back pocket. That's just very disappointing because being that it took place a year after Kid Buu. 1 year. Instead of 10 years. Instead of right after the tournament. Now if it took place then, let's say it took place when Goku was training with Oob, and then somebody made a wish and made them all kids, and it would have been just like GT 2.0. Yes, it would have. I would have tolerated it better though, because it's after Z. And then Vegeta goes to the Demon Realm, and he has Super Saiyan 3 in his back pocket. Now, if they did that for like the first arc, and then turn them back into adults and continue, now you can continue the series. You can continue the series after that, because that's what GT should have did. Just made him a kid for the first arc. Find the Dragon Balls, wish himself back to an adult. And I think that's what Toriyama regretted in GT. That's why they made them adults again, like on episode 18, 19. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what should have been done in GT. Like the Black Star Dragon Ball arc, they should have went on this quest to bring Goku back into an adult. Gather the Dragon Balls, wish him back to an adult. And because it would be easier for him to find the Dragon Balls a second time. If they were scattered across the universe, it'd be easier for him to find them. It'd be way easier because he has instant transmission. He just grabbed the Dragon Radar and just like he did when he was during the Cell games. From one Dragon Ball to the next. He had instant transmission. He didn't even use Nimbus or nothing. He didn't even fly. He just instant transmission to the Dragon Balls. To where the Dragon Ball was. He just teleported. As long as he could sense the energy. They could have him collect them again off screen. They didn't have to have it to where the Earth S explodes and all this other stuff. They didn't have to have it where it's scattered across the universe. They could have had it like that, but Uh, or check this. They could have had it to where when Piccolo died, it reversed the wish and made him back into an adult, turned Goku back into an adult. It undid the wish him into a kid. So now you can continue the series, but he's an adult. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. There's ways to do this. You know, there's ways to do it, but I think that's what Dima undid it. Dima kind of reversed it to where they actually completed the quest, collected the Dragon Balls, and Glorio wished them back into the adults. But if this would have taken place after Z, like I said, I'd have felt better about it. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I'd have felt better about it if it took place after Z. It's understandable then. It's a lot more understandable. It is. It's better. You know? So, we know it's not part of Super because the way the Supreme Kai and Kibito Kai, when they separated, the way they separated, they went inside Buu, and in Super they were still joined together. So, yeah. Because in Super they used the Namekian Dragon Balls to defuse, but in this one they it went inside Buu. So it's two different continuities, two different timelines. This is an alternate timeline from even the original Z. It's an alternate timeline from Super. Super is an alternate timeline from Z. There are alternate timelines. You can tell by how they're written. They're not even the same timeline. They're not the same continuity. Because all this God stuff, there's no God stuff in here either. So, you know. But anyway, I'm glad it's over for 1, 2, because now they can move on to something else. They can actually have I'm looking forward to seeing what they do after this. If it's better, I'll cover it, but if it ain't, it's probably not. But I'm hoping they do something after Z. If you do anything, do it after Z. Just do it after Z, because I don't care for stuff that's in between the 10-year gap. It's kind of crazy to me. It's insane. I just don't like it. I probably should have used my other channel, the one that doesn't have commercials on it. But anyway, because there's a lot in here that I wish I could have skipped through. There's a lot in here I did watch and I did go over and look at and examine. A lot of it was kind of snoozeville, but a lot of it was snoozeville. A lot of it I could watch and tolerate. So, you know, like I said, it was okay. It's okay. It's nothing to be excited about. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm just so hyped and pumped. No, I'm not. It didn't do that for me. Even when Vegeta turned Super Saiyan 3, didn't hype me up. Even when Goku turned Super Saiyan 4, it wasn't hype worthy. None of this stuff was hype worthy. None of it. I mean, I've seen all these transformations. I don't think you need. If you make transformations the base of your show, it's not a very good show. Because like I said, Yusuke Urameshi and Yu Yu Hakusho, he didn't have all these transformations. The show was just good. One Piece is just a good anime. Luffy has different gears and all this other stuff, but this anime is just good. Even if he's in base form, it's still a good anime. Because even in the first series, before he had any of that, in the first season, before he had any of that stuff, it was good. Bleach in the first series, in the first season, it was good. Before he was able to even transform into anything else, it was still good. Hunter x Hunter is good. Demon Slayer, freaking awesome. You know what I'm saying? So these shows that were the Roman Kenshin, it's freaking, yeah. I mean, do I have to even say it? So without all these transformations, you don't need all these transformations to have a good series. So the fact that they have to use these transformations, it shows that in their lack of writing, they don't have the writing ability to write a story without actually hyping it up with transformations. So that lets you know that some things should just end. Some things should come to an end. When Toriyama was at Burnout, he should have just ended it. You know what I'm saying? After the Buu Saga, it should have been it. That just should have been it, because now other people can still do what they want with it, but I think Toriyama's work should have ended after Z. You know, it just should have ended. So that's just my opinion. But like I said, other people can still do what they want with the show. Like you have, like comic book characters have different writers and stuff like that. Other writers can take over. There's no problem with that. But it should have just his contribution should have ended after Z. Now everybody else, what they do with the series, what they do with Dragon Ball is what they do with Dragon Ball. You know, Toriyama could just put his stamp of approval on it, and then they just take it from there and do whatever they want to do. He didn't have to write a script or anything. You know, that's how it should have been. He just approved what they want to do with it, or disapprove, whatever. But no 10-year stuff, no God stuff. But we know he's gone now. But as far as moving forward, anybody else that takes over this stuff, no more God stuff, no more 10-year stuff, 10-year crap. Okay? I mean, no 10-year gap crap. If you do anything, do it after Z. Do it after Z. All right? If you're gonna, you can do Super Saiyan 4, but just do all this stuff after Z. That's just my opinion on it. Diamond should have took place after Z. That's just me. But anyway. and I think like I said, and also I think instead of turning them into kids, they should have just nullified their transformations. They should have had it where they weren't able to transform. And now they have to, especially in Demon Realm. In Demon Realm, they're not able to transform. They should have had it to where, okay, this person's taking over Demon World, and they should have wished the transformations away. So now they have to, now they got to find a way to access their power and all that stuff without transforming. And they got to go to Demon World. Or, you know, they wish for something else. They wish for the third eye. He wishes for the third eye. And they come and get Goku and them, and they have to go and take them to Demon World, and then they lose a lot of their abilities due to the air in the Demon World and all that kind of stuff. They kind of lose their ability to transform, to really fight and move like they want to. So they have to kind of relearn how to maneuver and fight. They have to retrain their bodies in Demon World because of the air, because of all that, and they're not able to really fully control their ki and even transform like they want. So it could have left them as adults. But anyway, those are my takes on it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. And this is actually probably one of the last Dragon Ball videos I'll do. I'll just keep my word. It's probably one of the last videos I'll do. I'll probably be moving on to, like I said, because I feel need to do some Invincible content, because yeah, I started like that. I like that way better than this stuff. Some Invincible content, because they're in season 3, and I wanted to start from season 1 and just give my thoughts on it and how and where everything is so far, and how everything is, because I like it way better. I'm starting to like it way better, especially see how it started looking season 3. It's gruesome, man. It is gruesome. It's gruesome. They're already, I can't give any spoilers in the comics, but they're in season 3. They're already in the part where, the army of alternate evil marks have invaded the earth and all that kind of stuff. They're already at conquest, so they're moving pretty at a pretty good pace. So moving at a pretty good pace, and Nolan has broken out of. They got uh, Alan had already breaking Nolan out of prison because he was scheduled to be executed. They're breaking out of prison. They're finna get everything together to fight the war, the Viltrumite War. They're gonna. He's already, he's rebelling against other Viltrumites. So yeah, it's getting good. So I don't think the war is gonna start yet because it starts because I can't say anything. I've seen the comics. I can't say how it's gonna happen in the anime. In the animated version, saw where Rex explode, sacrifice himself. But yeah, as far as this Dima stuff, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like I said, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. I'm not crazy. I'm somewhere in the middle when it comes to that. I'm not excited about it. I'm not just yay, it's Dima, but I'm not saying it's just all so awful because I was able to watch it. The fact that I was able to watch it makes it okay. You know what I'm saying? So I can't sit here and just, oh man, it's just the worst stuff ever. It's just awesome. It's just, I know that's probably what y'all was wanting to see, but I can't do that. You know, it's not giving me those vibes. You feel me? So let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I think it's where I'll call it because I don't have much else to say about it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's okay. Certain things I liked about it. Certain things I disliked about it. Like time placement, the continuity, the fact that they tried to connect it to other things, but it didn't connect to those things. All that stuff. So this will be, like I said, one of my last videos on Dragon Ball. If not my last video on Dragon Ball, unless they bring something else out that's incredibly awesome and takes place after Z. If they meet my demands, it takes place after Z. And if they fulfill my request, I put it like that. If they do something that takes place after Z, they get rid of all the God stuff. They don't. It's not Dragon Ball Super. They do something else. Just do something else. No more God stuff. No more 10-year gap stuff. Okay, do something after Z. Be original with it. Okay. Not in between Z. Make it after Z. Let's just leave Z where it's at. Z's been finished for 20 years. Let's just leave it alone. Okay. Stop going back in between that time period. Okay. Let's just and for the Dragon Ball anniversary, if it ended, let's say Z ended 20 years ago, they should have something that takes place. Whenever Z in it, you should have something that takes place 20 years after Z or something. It ended. I forgot when it ended. I can't tell you when it ended. Just take something that takes place that long after Z, just for like a movie special or something. See all the characters old or older, or dying out and they're passing the torch down, something like that. Bulma and Chi-Chi are old, and stuff like that. So that's all I'm saying. But that's all I got to say. But you know how it is. T-Dub signing out, and catch y'all on the next one.